I'm Elsie.
And I'm Debbie.
And we're two sisters Southern cooking.
Hey y'all, it's Debbie. We are making chicken pot pie today because that was Elsie's request for her birthday dinner. So we are using 2 pounds of skinless, boneless chicken thighs. I'm going to go ahead and put them into our water here, put it on the stove, put about a teaspoon of salt in here. We're going to go ahead and cook this up. We'll remove it from the stove, shred it, and then we're going to go ahead and start sauteing our veggies to put into our chicken pot pie. It's going to be good. Just for sanitary reasons, I went ahead and put a teaspoon of salt in because I don't want to touch the salt in anything like that after I've touched the chicken. So we're going to have to clean this really well. So I'm just going to go ahead and drop my chicken in here and go ahead and put it on the stove. Get it to boiling. Okay y'all, so I just went ahead and put my chicken with water and a teaspoon of salt on the stove. We're going to go ahead and let this boil. It's going to give us a chicken broth afterwards, so we might be able to use that also in our green beans because we're going to need some extra chicken broth for our green beans. So we'll just save it and use it. So we're going to go ahead and get started here, and we'll show you what it looks like when it's ready to be removed from the stove.
Hey y'all, I'm cutting up the chicken for the chicken pot pie. I'm going to just cube them into small cubes. Y'all, I am making a slurry for our chicken pot pie. I have chicken broth, I have the flour, and I have my half and half. We made our own half and half with a half a cup of milk and half a cup of heavy cream. So right now I am putting my chicken broth in my bowl and my half and half in the bowl with it. And as you can tell, I am still seated. I am still not filling up to standing. So I am sitting down. And I'm going to put my flour in here. And I'm going to whisk this up. And then we'll move on to the stove. And then I will be sauteing my vegetables, which will take about 7 to 10 minutes to get them tender. And in the skillet that it's going into the oven in. I will saute. I have corn, green beans, carrots, and trying to remember what all I got going in it. I have green beans and carrots and corn. I think that might be all the vegetables that I got going in it. You can put celery in it if you want, and you can put onions in it if you want. You can put whatever vegetables you like in your pot pie. But I believe all I have going in it is fresh green beans out of our garden, carrots out of our garden, and corn. So this is stirred up pretty good. I'm going to make sure that I got all the flour incorporated so that I have no lumps in here. And this will be poured over the vegetables after I get the vegetables sauteed. And then once I pour this over the vegetables, then I'll stir in my chicken into it, and then we will make our crust to go over top of the pan, and then we'll put it in the oven for 40 minutes at 350 degrees. And then once it comes out of the oven, it'll sit for about 15 minutes to come to room temperature, just a little bit, just so that it comes back to, so that it doesn't totally fall apart when you cut into it to serve it. So, alright, we're going to move to the stove now, and we will see you at the stove here in a second. Potatoes, carrots, and green beans into the cast iron skillet here. And I'm going to saute these up. Take about 7 to 10 minutes for them to get to fork tender. And then I will add in my slurry that I just made. And then we will add in our chicken that we already cooked. And I already cut them up into bite-sized pieces. And then we will make a pie crust to put on top, and then it'll go in the oven. And I had already put 2 tablespoons of butter in the bottom of the pan, and it melted from the heat of the cast iron skillet. I have salt here to go in. I have some thyme. You can put parsley in if you want. I chose not to put parsley. And I have black pepper. And when I was mixing up my liquid slurry mix a minute ago, I couldn't remember what all vegetables I was putting in there. The vegetable that I forgot about was potatoes. I remembered the carrots and the green beans and corn, but I did not remember the potatoes. And the potatoes is, I had cut them up earlier. Alright, I just put my slurry in now, and this got to come to a boil. And then we will put our pie crust top on top and put it in the oven. It's coming together really fast. We're going to be using the Jiffy pie crust. It's our tried and true standby. Always good. All right, y'all, I'm going to add in the chicken. We got us a pot full here. Is your cup running over, sis? Just about. Okay. Look at that. It's so good. You know, you need to try that before we put that lattice on top of it here. Go ahead and try it. Tell me what you think. Oh, it's good. I want you to try it though, and just in case we need to add a little bit of extra salt in there. I think it's good. Perfect. Okay, so it's time to make the topping to go across here. So I'm going to go ahead and do my lattice here. We're going to put a little bit of an egg wash and sprinkle a little salt on the top of it here too as well. I rolled it out kind of thin because I didn't want it to be too thick, because it just takes away, if it's too doughy, it just takes away the taste. I'm just going to lay these down and then we'll lay the others over top of it.
move these over a little bit. We'll make it look like a pie. All right, so let's start getting our little. Do y'all know how to lattice these? So we'll start in the middle, pull our dough back. There you go. I got dough here that I can roll out again and make some more pie dough here. All right. I think we have to pull that one back, Elsie. All right, and let's do the ends. Okay, and we're going to pull that one back. And so see how we did it? We did like a little lattice. Okay, and we'll do this one right here. Okay, pull that back. And do that. All right, now. We're gonna do an egg wash on top of here. What I'm gonna do is around the edges, I'm just going to put a little strip. So I'm just going to put this together. This Jiffy pie crust is just the most forgiving pie crust ever. Do we have a little rolling pin there? Yeah, I got it right here. Pull it out pretty thin. Make sure your water's cold when you're making your pie crust because it always helps so much. We're just going to just lay these like right over here. We're just going to go around the perimeter. And that way we have a little bit of a seal on it. And there it goes together. Oops. Well, We just got that little bit left to go. All right, so let's get the egg wash, and we'll put the egg wash on top of this and sprinkle salt on it, and then we will be ready to bake this up. It's going to be so good. So stay tuned. In just a second, we'll get that egg wash on there. Go ahead and just put that on top of here. You always eat with your eyes first, so we want to make it pretty, y'all. And also has a little extra salt here that we're going to sprinkle on the top of this to give it some amazing flavor. Then we're going to put it in the oven and bake this up. We will make sure it's in the description box of how long to bake it for, at what temperature.
It's 40 minutes at 350 degrees.
There you go. All right.
And then you let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes after it comes out of the oven.
Well, that's going to be pretty. I can't wait. So good. My mouth's just watering thinking about this right now. It's going to be delicious, y'all.
I'm Elsie.
And I'm Debbie.
And we're Two Sisters Southern Cooking.
Please like, share, and subscribe.
Thank you.